We no longer have hail contamination. That is the whole tornado right there. And it looks like it's continuing on its trek, and it's going to be just barely off to the north of Seminary. So if you're in Seminary, or if you're living just north of Seminary, I need you folks into your safe place right now. I need you to do what you can to protect yourself from what's happening out here. As this continues to lift off to the north and east, I have a tornado emergency. So there's tornado watch, there's a tornado warning, and then there's a tornado emergency. The tornado emergency is only issued by the National Weather Service when they're concerned about an extremely dangerous situation and a truly life-threatening situation for you. With debris being lofted up 25,000 feet. Again, the National Weather Service in Jackson, they've done the research. They say that they estimate that this would be stronger than an EF4 on the ground right now across parts of Covington County. Looks like we got a new scan in there. Can one of you guys hit F12 on the keyboard for me on Max 1, please? Thank you. We've got kind of the leading edge. It's wrapping around the backside. Thank you, Brandon. This is going to be crossing over 588 right now, and it's going to continue off to the northeast. Looks like it's riding on the northern side of this warning. So I need you folks downstream from this in Hebron along 84, and as you make your way north to Soso as well, to definitely take cover from this. If you're in the polygon anywhere, it's important to protect yourself from what's happening. Again, the National Weather Service saying debris being lofted up 25,000 feet in the air is commensurate with an estimated EF4 or stronger tornado on the ground right now. This has been an observed tornado, so people have seen this thing. Spotters have seen this on the ground. It has been confirmed by radar with the debris being up in the air. So I know a lot of times folks will say, well, is it really a tornado? We've got two pieces of evidence. Other people have seen it, and the radar has seen the debris being lofted up this high into the air. So we need you folks to take this very seriously. So I need you folks in Soso right now to take cover. There's you folks in Soso. There's the debris that's being lofted up by this tornado. Because the upper level winds are spraying the debris downstream from this, you could make the argument that the tornado itself is probably on maybe the back side of where your debris signature is, but at this distance from the radar, we don't know. So we need to act like the whole debris ball that you see here is the tornado. It could be anywhere in here. We've seen earlier it match up with debris signatures up around 20 to 25,000 feet with other tornadoes. So I got to think that this is probably reasonably accurate, somewhere between 100 and 150 mile an hour wind in here. The south side of this one little storm right here, again, just off to the south side of Hattiesburg, see how it kind of V's out like this. So usually when things V out like that, you look down here for the area of circulation, but we don't have that here. The only very, very weak area of circulation is kind of right in here, and that's the area where we've got all the lightning. So again, Spring Cottage here, Pinebur here. Our debris ball is now crossed over Highway 35, and this is going to continue a little more northeasterly of true east, and that's why I'm concerned for you folks in Pinebur. Now, this is, as Rex put it, a large and extremely dangerous tornado lofting debris. Have we got an update on how high, or is it the same number as
the last
before?
I got was 16,000?
16,000 feet. So again, we're talking an EF2 or an EF3. Once you get up to 18,000 feet and above, that's when you start talking about 3s and 4s. All up and down the track of that tornado from last week, what this means to see something like this on the ground. Now, our debris ball in here isn't quite as big as the one last week. Maybe not quite as pronounced as it was a couple of minutes ago, but the National Weather Service still noting that this is a large and extremely dangerous tornado on the ground, still lofting debris up, as Rex mentioned a couple moments ago, up to 21,000 feet, which is an indication of EF3 to EF4 strength based on research done by the National Weather Service in Jackson. So that's why we ask you to be in that interior room. We want to get you away from what's happening outside. Ping pong ball-sized hail moving kind of, at an angle with a 70 mile an hour wind can go through windows. I don't think it'll go through walls, but I wouldn't want to be the one to test that. So we want you to be as many walls as you can between you and what's happening outside. That's why even an interior hallway is a good place to be in situations like this, because it means that it's got to go through extra stuff, or heaven forbid there's debris up in the air. We want to make sure, you see we can start to get some of these yellows back in here. We want to just put as much stuff between you and the debris that may be flying around outside as we can. Rex, do we have any new word from the National Weather Service? I know Mobile isn't quite as talkative as Jackson.
No, they're not. Jackson's saying the tornado warning is going to go into Perry County. They will not be issuing it because that's Mobile's territory. Okay. So I'm expecting something from Mobile pretty shortly.
We've got, you can see kind of back in behind me here, where we've got the stronger wind kind of coming in and then roping back around here. But this is, we were talking about this earlier, how this kind of fans out a little bit like this. It's an indication that things are kind of weakening. So yes, there's still the straight line wind threat that's moving through parts of Greene County, and the National Weather Service just noted that they are going to continue this tornado warning for Greene County because of this circulation. While it is broad, as you can kind of see here, they're concerned that at any moment, as we saw just on the other side of Dixie,